the FBI raiding and indicting people for what the FBI, the spokesperson for the Justice Department said, quote, that they were arresting these people and indicting them for, quote, weaponized free speech. So they're admitting that this is for free speech, is really an admission. But anyway, here is a clip from our interview with him. This was back when I was hosting a show for Mint Press. And I have since left there for a variety of reasons. Nothing against Mint Press. I love Mint Press, and I hope you appreciate them as well. But anyway, let's thank you for that history. It's so much to learn, and you've been doing so much work for so many years. Let's get to that FBI raid, and we'll try we'll try and also discuss the so-called reasons for it. But they showed up at, I guess, just run people through it real quick if you're not too tired of talking about it. But they showed up at 5 a.m. and with flashbang grenades.
Yeah, my wife and I were sitting at the dining room table. We live right now, truly, is one of the most economically depressed sectors of St. Louis. That's where we live, my wife and I right now. And some others of people of our movement live in this area. And so we're sitting there, and actually I'm preparing to go to the gym, and we're initiating a program to train doulas, African women who can
midwives.
Make healthy environments for birthing babies for the mothers and the children. Because in St. Louis there are enough Black babies that die in the first year of life to fill 15 kindergarten classrooms every year. So
the U.S. is one of the only wealthy countries with infant mortality actually increasing.
Exactly. So this is one of the programs that we brought to the community. And so we're sitting there talking about this, and all of a sudden, out of the night, this racket. I mean, it startled us because at first you couldn't make sense of it. It just was so. You couldn't make sense of it. It's hard to actually believe this is happening. You hear this racket comes over the loudspeaker saying that people who are in this residence come out with your hands up and your hands empty. This is the FBI. And then as this is being said, flashbang grenades, these explosions begin to go off all around the house and throughout the neighborhood. And then in the back stairwell, they penetrated the back stairwell of the house, and they're exploding these grenades in the stairwell. And so this is what's going on. And so I asked my wife to let me go down first and to call people and let them know that we were being attacked. And she tried to do that, but they had jammed our phones. The phone company worked hand in glove with them, and she couldn't call anybody. Wow. So I go downstairs, and when I get downstairs, I'm greeted by these military forces in camouflage outfits, carrying assault weapons, and with mounted laser targeting devices, and they are all hitting me in the chest. These laser targeting devices, clearly, saying that they want me to know they can kill me if they want to. In front of my house, right in front of my house, there's this armored vehicle, and all of these people are out there. My wife, she comes downstairs behind me, and as she comes downstairs, she's almost hit in the face by a drone that they're sending up the stairs into the house. So we get downstairs. The flashbang grenades are still going off in the neighborhood. They utilized in the St. Louis Police Department. They blocked off the neighborhood. And then they telling me, I'm asking them, what is going on? Why are you doing this? And they're saying that there's an indictment that's coming down later this morning of a Russian national who's in Russia. And should he ever come to this country, we're going to put him on trial or something to that effect. And your name was mentioned in the indictment. So let me see. And we have a search warrant for your house. So let me see the search warrant. They said, well, this is here somewhere. We just don't have it, right now. And well, let me see the indictment. Well, can't show the indictment because it's only going to be dropped later on this morning in Tampa, Florida. So here we are. They zip tie me behind my back. They take my cell phone from me. My wife, when she comes down, they handcuff her behind her back. And then they say that we could sit on the curb while they do this. Their objective in part is to terrorize us, terrorize the community, and then to humiliate us, in front of the people sitting on the curb, et cetera. And so we didn't do that. And so, we finally, just through protesting, what is going on? Why are you doing this? We say, well, if you want to, you can go upstairs and you can sit in this little place and not move. And while we go through the house, I don't want to go up there with you. So I finally persisted and said, well, are we under arrest? No. Well, can we leave? Yes, they said you can leave. So cut these zip ties off my back, get these guns out of my face. So they they had a problem cutting the zip ties off me. They were able to take the handcuffs off my wife rather easily. So we leave, but at the same time, we didn't know it. Across town in a majority white section of St. Louis, which is on the south side, they've raided one of our centers there. They raided them.
Okay, so I wanted you to see that, to see really what they did to this group. Now, the group has put forward motions to have the indictments dropped, as we've seen with the U.S. government and what they do and what they will be doing in general, as they've done with Assange. I'm sure that the courts are as rigged against the African Socialist People's Party as they're rigged against Assange, and I'm sure they're not going to drop the indictments. But so it's going through the process. But I wanted you to see, now that it's a 1-year anniversary, exactly what happened to Chairman Yeshitela and the others. And it is horrific to hear about. But I feel like everyone needs to know about this. Everyone should be talking about this. Of course, it gets zero mainstream media coverage. Your mainstream media wouldn't dare touch this with a 10-foot pole, other than to maybe propagandize against the African Socialist People's Party. And as they said in the press conference, that this is they're arresting them for weaponized free speech, which is a new category, apparently, that the U.S. government has decided they can, raid someone's residence, use flashbang grenades, arrest them, tie their hands behind the back. Not to mention, after he pushed them, they said, "Oh, no, you're not under arrest." Well, then why the fuck have you zip-tied me, assholes? You're not under arrest. It certainly looks like I'm under arrest. You tied my hands behind my back. What is this? Just some S&M, some play, some dominatrix play we're going on? No, you're fucking arresting me. That's what arresting is. It's locking someone's hands behind their back. Are you under arrest? No, we're just doing it for kicks and shits and giggles. Anyway, they continue to fight, so I highly recommend that you look up their story. If you haven't heard about it, there are plenty of great articles about it. I'm not going to go through all the details again, since I already have, but that's one of those fights that needs to be ongoing. The problem with the persecution of people like Chairman Yeshitela, people like Mumia, people like even Stephen Donziger went on for 3 years, and Assange and so many others, is that it is tough to keep it in the news, even for the independent media, because people want to hear new facts. I can bring you some updates on Assange here and there, but a lot of the time there are no updates. A lot of the times he is wasting away in a fucking jail cell, and the U.S. government is happy to have him there, thrilled to have him there. And yes, they ultimately are asking for him to be extradited to the United States, but they're also kind of secretly just hoping he maybe dies before that even has to happen. So it is tough to keep these things in the news, but their fight is going to be probably long-term and ongoing. And I highly recommend you check it out if you haven't heard about it.